to the Breakthrough Festival for 2021. Woo! So we are celebrating the Life Coach University turning 1. If you are new to the Life Coach University, let me just tell you a little bit about it. But first, now that you're all coming on, I better introduce myself. So my name is Meaghan J Smith. I'm a money mindset and life coach for women. I host the Money Mindful podcast, and I'm also one of the regular contributors and coach instructor for the Life Coach University. So the Life Coach University is a pay it forward platform. It is a place where anyone from all over the world can go and join in on a workshop or a live coaching event run by our amazing pay it forward coaches from all over the globe. We have coaches from the US, Canada, Asia, Australia, Europe. So we're pretty global. I don't think we have anyone from the continent Africa, but we might need to change that. Maybe somebody's listening now. Okay, so let me just check in. What have I got to tell you before we get started? So tonight we have 6 coaches joining us to give you all their wisdom about how to have your own breakthroughs. We have Anna Wallner first up. We have, I've just lost my train of thought. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm so sorry. We've got Kelly and Yuta from Europe as well. We have Heather and Alana and Tonya joining us from the USA and Canada. And some of you might have seen an amazing teaser that came out by Chris Weals, which we released this week to give you a little bit of a taste of the coaches, the PIF coaches. So that's pay it forward coaches. All right. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments. Guys, I'm just going to have a little look at the comments. All right. Okay. I'm not going to do that because that's going to distract me right now. So let's have a little talk about what breakthroughs actually are. Okay. So I had a little look up in the dictionary, and it says a breakthrough is a sudden, dramatic and important discovery or development, an instant of achieving success in a particular sphere or activity. So I want to tell you a little bit about one of my breakthroughs. One of the most impactful breakthroughs for me was the day that I realized the power of decisions. So the fact that in any moment of my life, I can choose to think, feel, and act how I want. I can actually show up on purpose. So for me, that was an incredible breakthrough, and it has had a huge impact on my whole life and has changed the I can't even say that word. You guys know what I mean. It's changed the direction of my life. So with that in mind, I want to offer to you that you can use this concept of the power of decisions. So you can decide right now that you're going to get the most out of this event tonight. You can decide that you're going to just that little golden nugget, that pearl of wisdom from whatever coach that you're listening to tonight, that bit of that one little piece of information that you need to hear, you're going to hear it tonight. Right? Like you can just set yourself up for success like that and approach this event with that mindset. So I'll let you know how to participate. There's a chat box, there's a Q&A box, and while the coaches are doing their presentations, you can write in the chat box whether you have any questions for them. You can write in your biggest takeaway, your biggest breakthrough from hearing what they have to say. And if we have time, we'll share some of those. And any questions that you have, if we can't answer them today, someone from the Life Coach University will get back to you. All righty, I think we're ready to go. Anna, I'm going to bring you on in just a moment. I'm just going to have a little look, guys. I've got some notes here. I'm keeping myself on track. I'm just going to have a little look to see if there's anything that I forgot to tell you before we get started. All right, let's have a look for Anna. Anna, I'm going to bring you on. I'm going to move you to promote you to panelist. Let's bring you on, Anna. So while Anna's coming on, I'll just let you know that Anna is from Sweden. And Anna, remember to put your video and take your mute off. She's a mindset coach for women entrepreneurs and runs the business mindset program. So today she's sharing the concept of no rules to help you sort through what rules you are following, why, and which ones you want to keep. Anna, welcome.
I'm so excited to be here. And here it's 10 p.m. So it's extremely dark here. I'm in Sweden, as Meaghan said. So yeah, just bear with me. You at least don't need to be in this darkness. So good for you.
Well, the sun is just rising for me here. I might have to put the curtains down when the sun blasts through at me, but it's so amazing to be here with all the amazing coaches from all over the globe. This is an international event and there's people joining us from all over the globe. So Anna, I'm going to hand over to you now and I'll recap with you in a bit of time when you're done from your presentation. So remember, all of you guys participating at home, I want you to put in the chat box your biggest breakthroughs or your biggest aha moments when you're listening to Anna, and enjoy. Handing over to you.
Thank you so much. And I want to reconnect a little bit to what Meaghan said about the breakthroughs, like this moment that it just sort of clicks for you and you go like, oh, what? I've been believing this shit, excuse my word, but it's like, and I have that. I mean, I'm 42 now. And just like, I think it was just half a year ago or something in a coaching session with my coach, she told me like, but why do you think there are any rules? What's going on there? And I was like, of course there are rules. There are rules you need to follow. And she's like, no, but seriously. And this was such a breakthrough for me. So I wanted to talk to you about it today. And the concept of rules and what we as coaches, many of the coaches here, we are life coach school coaches, and we use a tool called the model, and we divide everything in our lives up in either circumstances, thoughts, feelings, actions, or results. And I was so sure that rules was definitely a circumstance. It was something that was true and that I could for sure have an opinion about. I could have a thought about it, but it was just there. And when my coach told me like, no, but seriously, if you look at it, what is a rule actually? It's just someone else's thought that you have either consciously or unconsciously decided to adopt. And my mind was like, what? And I mean, if you look at it, it's just a thought. And even if you look at laws that we have, I mean, most of us, I hope, live in a democracy. So all the laws we have, it's actually just a collection of thoughts that we have agreed on. But why do we know that they're actually just thoughts? Because not everybody agrees with them. I mean, for me, one of the laws that I tend to like quite a bit is that you shouldn't murder people. Not everybody does agree on that. And why do we know that? Because people murder people. And some people murder people without remorse. And in some cultures, it's even something that you should do if someone acts out in a certain way. Then it's like the common thing you do. We, at least here in Sweden, we don't agree with that, most of us. But it's still murder, that murder is bad. It's just a thought. And I think this is so, so fascinating. So when we look at it in that way, and we look back at how we've been living our lives, because I have been such a rule follower. I have been such a good girl. And I have been adopting all of these rules from my parents and my friends and the society around me. And now when I look at it, I can see how it has stopped me. And I can say that because in very many aspects, all of these rules, when I thought about them, I got scared because I was scared that I would break them. And it could be such a simple thing like, don't step on anybody's toes. I mean, seriously, what does that even mean? But I was so scared to break any of like the laws of etiquette or anything like that. So what that resulted in for me was that I was not even myself, because I was so scared to sort of step on anybody's toes. So I sort of locked myself in and I didn't show my true self. So this is one of the examples that you can see that if you follow rules, they can actually cripple you, and they can cripple you quite a bit. So my suggestion is that we actually, like Meaghan says, we make a conscious choice. What rules do we actually want to follow? And then you might think like, okay, but if I murder someone, I will go to jail. Yeah, okay. So maybe that's a good rule to follow then. Even if you might want to murder someone, you might choose not to do that because the consequences won't be to your liking, right? So what I mean by that is choose the rules that give you a result that you want. And how do we do that? If you're not super into the model that we teach, the coaches that use it, then I would say, when you think about this rule, how does it make you feel? You can use that as a guidance, because if you feel any sort of negative emotion when you think about this rule, I would say it's probably one that you should watch out for a little bit, because it's probably giving you a result that you don't like. So when it comes to these rules, I'm going to keep it short and simple. Remember that these rules are just thoughts of yourself that you yourself have, or come up with yourself, or that someone else has come up with, maybe hundreds of years ago, and we have just gone along with it. So challenge yourself. think about these rules and ask yourself if you actually want to follow them, if you benefit result-wise from following them, because you can choose. A lot of people make choices that we probably wouldn't, but it's their choice still. So, my final note: thoughts are what you choose. You can choose your thoughts, so you can choose your rules. That's my final note.
That's amazing. I love that, Anna. You can choose your thoughts. Thoughts are rules, and you can choose your rules, right? I just think I said it. I just said it in a different order than you said it. But yes, I love that. And while you were talking, we had Diana said a good rule is to check your own morals and ethics. Yes, I love that. And I love how she said your own. We have agency over that. Anonymous attendee says, rules are thoughts. I never considered that before. Yes, 100%, 100%. So if anybody else has any questions or comments, remember to put it in the chat box and let us know your biggest takeaway from the speakers. And before we move on, Anna, I just want to let all the coaches who are participating this evening, remember to raise your hand, coaches, so I can find you and have your name as your name, so I know it's you. We've got people from all around the globe joining us to present, and there's lots of people here, so I have to scroll through everyone to find you. So make sure you raise your hand, coaches who are participating, and make sure you have your name. You can always go in and rename yourself if you need to. Anna, thank you so much for that. That was fantastic. I think that that was the other pearl of wisdom I wanted to add. How does the rule make you feel? I love that. So important, so important. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I know it's late at night in Sweden. There was a lot in that, just small, in that 10 minutes. Okay, hang on. I just want to say one more thing. Anonymous attendee says, my biggest takeaway is that I can choose the rules. Rules are so subtle. Be nice. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that. All right, Anna, I am going to bring on our next panelist for this evening, our next coach, Jutta